All right, welcome. Everything is jacked. Um, so let's go ahead and get these fixed. I made some changes to how I run things. Let me turn off my sound. Now I verify the sound. All right, so unlock it because everything was getting all um, messed up. My computer was starting to get all slow and messed up. So uh, we I made some changes. Hopefully it'll fix it. Um, let's see. Now I just gotta figure out how to get them back. Why isn't this working? Let's see. Do you want to save it? Nope. Discard. Okay. Well, we have the most important thing up there. Having me on there isn't as big of a deal. Let me see if there's a way. I don't know how to, if it's off the screen, how to bring it back. Let's see. Center to screen. There we go. Boom. Perfect. I done figured it out, folks. There we go. All right. Center to screen. Boom. All right. So now put this back where it normally goes. So I'm hoping that as I do the streaming next, when I do my live stream tonight, for example, I'll be able to actually have the stream running at the same time. I wasn't able to before because, like I said, it was just too taxing on my computer. So by changing how this looks, hopefully it'll work. All right, we're gonna lock in the camera where it is, change the border, and that should do it. Let's see. There we go. All right, lock that up. Last thing I want to do is, just because I'm that type of guy, I want to make sure my background fits. Let's do a little bit of blueprints, shall we? All right. So now let's get back down to business. Business. We're doing some Starfinder today. Start off with a little quote. Slightly dinged, tastes the same. Atomic Hero Squad. I know what he's talking about. And what he says is accurate. It's correct. I do remember that quote. All right, so here's our crew. They are about finished with what they're doing. They are headed to they are getting information. They're in a big boss fight right now. Here's the map where they are right this moment. Big Solarian explosion just went off all around them. Um, not really having any issues with the boss fight. I don't even know how, they're not really that badly hurt or anything like that. But that's where they are. So the point is, they're going to be leaving here and leaving the temple found, which means I need to make sure I have the next module up and ready. And I do. It's right here, part 4. No, this part 4 is where we are right now, so we need to go to part 5. So we go to more modules, and I can search part 5. Dead Sons. Player's resources will add, and then 13th gate will add. This one takes a little bit longer, so when the laptop is open, that means it's loaded. All right, see, now here's all our stuff. You can go to the story entries right here. Boom. So yes, on Sunday nights, starting with this, not this Sunday, but the Sunday after, um, it'll no longer be called Dead Sons Book 4. It'll be Dead Sons Book 5. So the
What the
reference manual.
dog doing?
Ingorgio, hello. So the dog just came in from the garage. He was chilling with my daughter out there, and so they were having fun out there. He just came in. He now has 3 dog beds in this room, and he's sitting in the one that they brought in. And he's actively listening because he's anytime my daughter comes in from the garage where she has her apartment set up, um, he listens because she gives him a lot of food, lots of treats and stuff. So they get along well. So he's actively listening and waiting and making sure food isn't being made, at which point he will then run and get it. So we're taking a look at this. This is what's going to happen. They're going to go to the Gate of the 12 Suns. They're going to deal with a squad of Devourer starships, and then they have to explore one of the gate's moons, um, and learn about the power of the stellar degenerator. This is a weapon that can shut down a sun, is what it does. You shoot at the sun, it stops the chemical reaction within the sun, shuts down the sun, so then uh, all the planets stop. Any life, any planets that had life on them lose not only the sun, but also the gravity goes away, so the sun's planets start spiraling off into space. It's a powerful weapon, and 2 groups, Cult of the Devourer, who just want to use it to destroy everything, and the Bone Fleet, which is a undead army. Both of them want it. The undead army want it. The Bone Fleet wants it to take over. The Cult of the Devourer just want to destroy everything. So they now found out where this Gate of the 12 Suns is, and there are literally 12 suns in a circle, 12 stars set up around. Each one of them has moons, a moon around it, or planet around it, and they have to do something to access it because they work together as a gate to get to that weapon. All right, so they've learned all that information. Now they learned where it is. As soon as they kill this guy in the box fight, they'll find out where it is. Meanwhile, the Cult of the Devourer was already here before them, and they are already on their way here to this location. So that's where the story stands. So the last part of this book is the leader of the Cult of the Devourer searches for another moon to open the gate, and they have to stop her before they can gain control of it. Cool, cool, cool. Nice, neat little picture. characters begin this adventure at level 9. They are actually level 10. Um, and if you look at the XP that they have, they're still a ways away from 11, so that's good. Um, they had I'd done another adventure path, a quick little horror-based, suspense, terror-based, one-shot type thing, um, and they gained a couple levels during that, uh, where they were dealing with the shadow realm taking over and destroying their minds, and they were having these weird creatures and these nightmares, and it was pretty intense. Um, and so they are a little higher level than they should be when they get here. Um, they also spent in-game time. It was 3 days or 2 days. In real life time, it was about 3 to 4 months of game sessions. So running around the town, this floating city that they're on, Istamak. In a perfect world, they land here. They go here, 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 and here, and that's it. And this is where they are now, Temple Found. Instead, they went here to the first point, and then the second point, and then they wandered and went through all these different ruined buildings, up a 80-story skyscraper, started climbing up all the different levels of that. All stuff I had to make, all stuff I had to homebrew because it's not part of the story. And then they finally figured out, okay, well, hey, maybe we should go find out where the Cult of the Devourer is. Maybe stop them from destroying the universe. So then they went back. The point is, they had earned a lot of experience during that time, so that's why they're higher level than they should be at this point. Um, so that's what it is. I've been boosting up the different combats and stuff that they've been going through to compensate. All right, so that brings us where we are. So now that I've given you the background, I do want to do a shout out to Engorgio, one of my subscribers. He is awesome. He also does live play streaming of D&D. Check him out on Twitch. I don't know if you have. Actually, he does. You do have YouTube. I'm almost positive because I'm pretty sure I am a subscriber. I mean, a follower of you on YouTube as well. Um, but regardless, go to his Twitch. Check him out. Um, he's lots of fun. He's got a giant cat that he'll show on camera. And unlike me, he doesn't charge you to show the cat. Ralph is his name. Um, so check him out. And Gojo's awesome. Back this Saturday for Curse of Strahd, he says. Yep. Um, he's got a funny crew. They have a good time. And he does have YouTube. I was right. Uh, I don't know why I mental block there for a minute because I've watched his YouTube several times. I've been a player of his as well, and so it's nice being able to catch up and remind yourself it's been a week or 2 weeks since we played. What the heck happened last time? So you go to the YouTube, you check it out, um, and so it's he has a lot of things. Cool thing about YouTube, and I do this watching my own streams on YouTube, is I watch them at like 1.5 or even 2 times the speed, um, and that way catch up on everything, but it doesn't take as long, so you're able to watch more. So anyway, check him out. It's cool, good stuff. Maybe one of these days we'll get him to try Starfinder. Um, he's also been a player of mine with Rick and Morty. I mean, he wants to be a player of mine with Rick and Morty. Um, keeps wanting me to get to do that, and I might actually do that up here pretty soon in next month or so. It's a bad time to start new campaigns with the holidays because a lot of people put a lot of weight on the holidays. As I'm getting older and older, my kids are getting older and older. The holidays are not as important to me anymore. but I realize that's not true for everybody. So we'll see. I'll put the feelers out there. Um, if the day and time works out, I will be up for it. Absolutely, yeah. So I may put the feelers out here in a couple weeks. There are other things I was working on, um, family issues we're dealing with right now, so I will have more time to put onto it. Rick and Morty is something I've run twice now. It is I know it's a D&D thing, and we're doing Starfinder today, but I'll take quick aside. Dungeons and Dragons has starter kits. So if you walk into a game store and you've never played Dungeons and Dragons before, you can say, "Hey, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons before. What do I do?" And they should, if they know what they're doing, point you to a starter kit. There's the traditional one that has Lost Mines of Fandelver. It is phenomenal. You can also buy it for Fantasy Grounds as well, uh, in which both cases it takes you step by step what to do as a dungeon master, uh, how to set up the encounters, what to look for, how to play the game, what to tell your players, all that stuff is all laid out really well, both in the Fantasy Grounds version, because that also not only tells you about how to do it for the game, but also shows you how to do it for Fantasy Grounds itself. So the original starter kit with Lost Mines of Fandelver is amazing. They also have Stranger Things starter kit from the Netflix series. I'm not real familiar with it. I know there's a, all these things come with a pre-made characters and a pre-made adventure. So you just open the box, hand out player sheets, and go. Um, and so I'm not real familiar with the Stranger Things. I've never seen it. And I have not bought it myself. I do know it comes with a figure of the Demogorgon, the thing with the mouth. Um, I know that much. But the other starter kit is Rick and Morty. So Rick and Morty has the Rick and Morty's Dungeon of Wickedness. Um, it also takes step by step for dungeon masters, people who've never played before, how to set things up, how to do things. But in addition to that, it also has tons of different little sidebars, little quotes, and look like a comic book almost with little bubbles, speech bubbles and things, where Rick is talking to Morty. So he'll explain things using Rick's tone and smart alecky-ness, that type of thing. So there's a lot of humor uh, in addition to the actual facts. So as a starter kit, it's a great way to start if you like Rick and Morty. Um, I know almost nothing about Rick and Morty. I've seen parts. I've seen one full episode, the Dungeons and Dragons episode, and I've seen different clips from the show. But other than that, I didn't know much about it. But it still was a lot of fun for me, a lot of fun for the players. Uh, and like I said, the humor makes it really good. So when I run Rick and Morty as an adventure, I do a lot of cool stuff and I make it to where it's very unique. Because we're using the pre-made characters that come with the starter box, all the players are come in, and the way Rick and Morty works is he teleports to all these different dimensions all the time, where there's thousands of Ricks and thousands of Mortys, so they're from different dimensions. So the point is, the players wake up as one of these four pre-made, pre-gen characters, and then every time we start, it's randomly determined who they're going to play. So from session to session, they may be a different character every time, um, and it's a lot of fun. The character pre-gens are from the show, and so if it's something you're interested in, it's available for Fantasy Grounds, or you can go, like I said, go into a game store and buy the Rick and Morty starter set. It is a good time. All right, having said all that, let's get back to setting this up. So that gives us an idea of where they're going to be, what they're going to do. Uh, this is all of the background. Um, so what they're going to do now, it says they speed from the Najor system, it's where they are now, to somewhere else in the vast. So in Starfinder, majority of what happens takes place in what's called the Pact Worlds, and it's this the solar system where Pathfinder was set. The difference being the that's an item. The difference being the planet where Pathfinder takes place is called Galarian. That is gone, and it has been replaced with a here we go space station called Absalom Station. So this here is called the Pact Worlds, and they were threatened by this out um, invading insectoid race, and so they're they've made a pact to not kill each other, fight out this insectoid race. Um, so this is called the Pact World. Anything outside the Pact Worlds, there's near space and then the vast. So our players are in the vast, way outside, way far from home. So they have to go to where the gates are. So they can go to Absalom Station if they want to, or they can go to straight to where they want to go. I would presume they want to go back to Absalom Station uh, so they can spend some of this money because they have a lot of money and a lot of stuff. But we'll see how that works and what they want to do. So the first thing that they have is they meet this creature called the inevitable. Let's see, Killis, who is. Let's open this up. See his picture. There we go. Boom. That's the first thing they're going to run into when they get to there. The question is, so normally as a GM, in this situation, I would go ahead and add some things, an encounter in here. They have to travel through the drift and get to, if they go back to Epsilon Station or not, and then they're going to where they're going. It takes 5d6 days, so the minimum of 1 day of 5 days up to a month to get there. So I would throw some things in there, um, a couple random encounters to make the trip interesting. But because they're already higher level than they already are, than they're already supposed to be, uh, and I want to keep the story rolling, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just go as the adventure path has written. So we're just going to skip those. I might throw in some flowery non-combat encounters where they meet some people and they might even rescue somebody, repair a ship, something like that. But as far as combat goes and gaining a lot of experience, we're just going to push on, get the story going, and keep going. Um, so this thing they come upon and they fight. He is challenge rating of 10. Okay, cool, 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 cool. All right. And so he ends up helping them. Um, after a couple rounds, he stops fighting them and says, "Wait, wait, wait," and then finds out some information from them. and then he's able to help them if they don't just slaughter him. So to set up this encounter, that doesn't have a. These are just story links. Yes, yes. Okay, good. That's what I thought. Ooh, there's a map. Let me show you a map. Oh, hey, Atomic Hero Squad. It is going very well today. Thank you. It's going well in that having fun hanging out with Engorgio and rest of you guys, but been a little distracted, you should say. So these are actual. Went off on a little tangent about Rick and Morty and stuff, uh, the Dungeons and Dragons adventure I've done and things like that. But um, overall, it's been fun. I made some changes in my Twitch, my OBS, which is what I use to stream. So the start off of this session also was a little weird because everything was way too big. I had to shrink things down. But hopefully, I'll be using a lot less computer power, and I'll be able to do more when I stream. So that's a benefit. All right, so here's the map of the 12 suns I was telling you about. These are actual suns. It's a little hard to see from or to grasp the enormity of what we're looking at. But this is space. This is suns in the sky. Each one of them has a small planet slash moon around it. Um, and so the gravitational forces and things within here are just insane, trying to makes for good improv content. Yes, it does, Atomic. Um, and so as the characters take their ships and stuff through, they're gonna have to land on a couple of these moons. Um, the whole point is when you use, there's some way, the characters don't know how yet, to activate these 12 controller moons to open the gate. And within the middle will be this stellar degenerator weapon that can shut down a sun. Um, and there are two groups vying for this weapon. One of them they know is already on their way there, if not already there, and the other group they haven't heard from in a while, so we're not sure what's going on with the Bone Fleet, but we know they're involved. So that's the situation here. We just learned where this location was, where these 12 suns were. So that's what the last book was all, and they're still in the middle of the big boss fight. As soon as they destroy this guy, they'll then learn the coordinates, and will then be able to go here. Um, so now that you guys are caught up, let's take a look and see what Atomic is up to today. He's been doing some different things because of it being October and all. Going back to old school Paladins. Awesome. So he was doing some a special zombie run game. He was doing some Metroid. And then yesterday he was doing the Amnesia, one, the third from the last in a series, but the last one he owns right now. He was finishing that up. So today he finished. He finished it completely today. Awesome. There you go. And then ended the thing with Paladins. Like I said, he does a lot of different games, so check him out. Atomic_Hero Squad. Uh, Great way to start your morning. Every morning from 8 to 11 Eastern Time. If you're on the left coast, 5:30 to 8:30. So check him out. Great guy as well. Uh, all right, so cool. That's neat. Give them an idea of what they're looking at and what they're going to be doing. Um, yeah, so this creature here is going to give them the means to calculate all these competing gravitational fields that are generated by these 12 suns being so in close proximity to each other. Um, and so they have to use magic and other computations on their computers and stuff to make sure that they can get to the moon and land on it. So that's what this guy's going to help them do after the initial fight. But I don't want this to be theater of the mind, so he's forming on their starship's bridge. Um, it has been a long time since we've looked at their map, at their starship. So let's take a look and see. I'm looking at all my different hotkeys. So if you look on the bottom of the screen here, you start off with 12, and I have lots of different. I have the current. I like to keep the current story entry, the current map down here. So here's the current image, um, and another image of the overall city they're in. I also have the storyline here, um, and then the player image. So those are all things. And then I always have conditions, whether I'm playing D&D or Starfinder. I always have access to my conditions. So if somebody gets blinded or um, restrained, grappled, I have access to it right here, and I can share this with my players, or they can put it down here themselves. Um, and then I have a couple other things like the NPC voices. So if I want my NPC to speak in a certain voice, I just click that and it rolls automatically. So that's what I keep down here. But then you can hold Shift, and I've got more stuff. And then you hold Shift, or if you hold Alt, I've got all of the fumble charts, because there's 3 for ranged fumbles, melee fumbles, and magic fumbles. Control doesn't have anything right now, but then you can combine them. So Control Alt doesn't have anything. Shift Alt has nothing, and then Shift Control has all my pictures of my characters. So the crew, and then each individual person, I have their picture as well. All right, so it doesn't look like I have the image of the ship. I'm trying to, I don't think I renamed it. It would help if I spelled it right. So the crew found, let's see, the crew back in the day when book 1, when they were level 2 or 3, um, they were they took a ship from Absalom Station, a security ship, um, and that they were given. So it was not a security ship; it's actually a ship that was given to them by the ambassador of Eox. And they took the ship to this asteroid, and then while they were exploring inside the asteroid, the ship left. So they had nothing. Well, it turns out within the asteroid is a ship that was owned by a woman, a captain called Mariko Nash, and she died like 70 years ago, 50 years ago, something like that. And so they end up inheriting the ship because she leaves her last will and testament. She says, whoever finds this in the spirit of exploration, the ship is yours. So they inherit the ship, and so they named it the Mariko Nash. Problem is, I don't remember what it was originally called, so I can't find the picture of it without knowing the actual name of it. So give me just a moment. Let me go back to my story entry. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. Minimize. Goes into a little bubble right there. I'm going to close this. We don't need, actually that's what I wanted. So we're going to open this up and close it. Boom. All right. So, just throw a little quote just to entertain you while I look it up. All right. So we want Dead Sons Part 1, Incident at Absalom Station. We want there it is, the Acreon. All right, so that's what it's called. And here's the map. So, oh no, it's not. My bad. It's not the one we wanted. All right, so the Acreon is the ship that pulled the asteroid I was just talking about from the drift. Almost there. Looking at here to see where the so here is the picture of Mariko Natch, the one we were talking about. Sunrise Maiden. Thank you very much. All right, so now I should be able to find the image. There it is, Sunrise Maiden. All right, so boom. That's what I was looking for, the map. So the Sunrise Maiden is this right here. That's that ship right there. That's the Sunrise Maiden. And here is the interior of the ship. We will turn off lighting and line of sight. So here's the ship itself. And here's the bridge. So you can see it's going to be pretty tight quarters as this creature fights them here. I'm going to pin the encounter here. So you just grab the symbol and drop it close. I don't like having it on. Some of the converters, when they convert things from the PDFs to Fantasy Grounds, will put it right in the middle, which is convenient. You see right where it is, but when you're actually playing it and doing a battle and stuff, tokens will be stacked on it and go on top of the pin. So I usually move it just to the side. All right, so now Kilius will show up in the middle of the bridge. So we will drop him here. Boom. So you see the check mark goes there. When you close it, boom, it goes away. And but it's still there. And now when you add it to the combat tracker, he will automatically show up here. All right. The other thing we want to do is we want to go to event 1. All right, and then we're going to put this right here as well. Bloop. And then we're going to go ahead and put this. We're going to leave this here just because I'm not going to put it down here yet because we still have the fight. And then they have to get to where they're going. And like I said, I'm probably going to if they go back to Absalom Station, they'll meet people there. It's probably gonna be a full session of them just traveling and maybe, like I said, finding and I'm liking the idea of finding a crew of some sort that they rescue. Um, so we'll check it out. We'll see what happens with that. Um, but the point is, I don't want the story entry down here just yet. But what I do want is, I'll go ahead and put the map down here. Because I went through hoops to get it. I'll also put the map. Actually, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take this, delete it. So you right click on here and then just clear the slot. I'm going to put it in the story. So that way we'll unlock it over here, hit enter, and then we're going to put the map. Grab the symbol and drop it. Boom. So now I don't have to look for it anymore like I did before. I've got the map. The map. Cool. So now I'm ready to go with this first counter. Give me just a second. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to build that story entry, and we were talking about with the finding a group. So any ideas out there, in Gorgio or Atomic or anybody else who's listening, any ideas on who they could rescue? As they're traveling through the drift, what should they rescue? Should it be like a family? Should it be pirates? Should it be soldiers, explorers, scientists? I mean, it could be any number, anything you can possibly think of, and a lot of things you couldn't think of that they could find. Any ideas? Stick them in the chat. I'm going to be right back. Princess. I like rescuing princesses. Probably not what flows best with the story. Um, well, absolutely. Let's check. That's actually a pretty good idea. I like Parker's here to say hi for a moment. It's a freebie. You can pay to see him anytime you want with your Spin Zone particles. There he is. He's wanting to go outside because it was raining when he came in before. All right, Princess. I like the idea. Okay, so let's find a picture of a ship. Let's see. Go to our assets. images. Good. And let's just put in ship. It's going to be tons and tons, so it'll take just a moment. Find the ship he's doing. I like the idea of a princess. That's good idea. So they'll need to divert real quick. I could build a ship as well, but it's a little too big, and there's several other ships in there as well, so we don't need. I don't like that one. Looking for a picture of a ship that we're going to use. So this is all things you can build a ship, make a ship with, and if you're wondering why they're like this, gray and white, so that you can make them any color you want. It makes it nice. All right, this is a cool ship. It's a living ship. Um, Sort of like Lex, L-E-X-X. It's an old TV show. All right, let's see. And then we have regular ships, galleons and such. For our D&D. Yeah, I knew there would be a bunch. Starship combat, weapons. What does this look like? That's cool. That's not a bad idea right there. All right, so this is one we're going to use. Boom. This is the ship they find. All right, so I think the quickest and easiest thing to do would be they just simply have to help make repairs to the ship, because the princess doesn't know how to fix it herself, and the people who do know how to fix it are dead. So let's go ahead and open up the story. Close this back down. So we're going to go into where we were a moment ago. We don't need him. Well, we're going to close this. So what we're going to do is we're going to we're going to damage the ship. Open up our assets. I don't really know. Let's see. I don't know what we have as far as damage to a ship. Oh, here we go. The crack did work. All right, so we have several different cracks. Crack. All right, let's see. Going to our painting layers. And you may wonder, why would you have a white crack? Because you can color it any way you want. So let's go ahead and let's see, look at what this looks like. Not that one, this one. Nice. I like that a lot. So this is 1 by 0.08. Look at the size of that. All right, so let's make it bigger. Nice. All right, so we're going to go boom. Oops, I forgot. We want to stamp it. Boom. And then we're going to take a look at this one. Nice. Nice. So just shrink this one down, holding down Control, using your mouse wheel. Makes it a little smaller. We're just going to slap this puppy on it. Click, and then we're going to rotate it. Rotate it a couple more times. Boom, one more for good measure. All right, so now we've got cracks and burningness. Here's another one. Let's see, throw him on there. Change the tint. We're going to change the color to the color of this. So now the cracks look legit. Boom. We'll flip it. Change the size down a little bit. Put some small ones there. I'm going to put some bigger ones. Turn it. Boom. All right, so now you've got cracks. You've got destroyed stuff. I don't like the way the last one looked, so we'll Control Z it. All right, so yeah, that's better. All right, so now again, my players, this isn't going to be a battle map or anything. This is just something I want to show them. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. Add some cracks over here. I'm going to change the tint, the color. And that was the double one. Here's the single one. Again, I'm going to say OK. It changes, keeps the same color. All right, so now we've got these cracks and the windshields. You've got the cracks. Let's do Control Z. There we go, boom. Along here, let's see what this one looks like. As the original one I did was this one look like. It's just a big crater, but we can make it smaller. And it can look like a little, I'm going to do put like 4 of them here. So we're going to do smaller and just do blink, twist, blink, twist, blink, blink, flip. So it looks like they got shot. Doink, 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 doink. All right. Alright, so we're ready to go. I like it. I like it. We're going to throw some more of these. Gonna put some of these here, just so it's not as pristine as it is. Different cracks and stuff along where they got shot. Alright, so there we go. So here's our princess's ship. Need a name for the princess's ship. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put an effect. Add an effect. We're going to go with night vision. Nah, let's not go with night vision. Let's go with actually, I am going to keep the night vision. I'm going to change a little bit. Let's see. Distortion. I like the distortion. Let's see. Intensity. Good. Noise. Like. Scan lines. Okay. All right. And then what I'm going to do is enable the mask. Zoom out a little bit. And we're going to reveal area. So we'll start with big spots first. And then we hold down Alt and we just do a quick draw. What happens if we overlap? Okay, it's okay. The world doesn't end if we overlap by a tiny bit. We can fix it later. All right, hold down Alt and then draw, 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 yoink, yoink, yoink. And what this will simulate is that they're in the drift. And I can just slap this in. Boom. All quick like. All right, and then we'll zoom in and we use Alt. And then what we should be able to do, because I am overlapping a little bit here and there, is you take the blur and add the blur. There you go. See? So we're going to put the blur back down so we can see where we're doing. So hit these bigger areas like this. Why doesn't it want to cover this? There we go. All right, and then we go like this. And if it gets too crazy like that, you just go here to hide area, and you can hide it again if we get too crazy. Reveal, slide over a little bit. I don't know what that was. Control Z. Hide. A little too much here on the nose. Reveal. You can hold down the mouse button, click it, and then push to shift over. So now we hold Alt and we just go whoosh. Do a quick little blippy blippy, blippy blippy. Yoink. Wow, that was just sad. Control Z, try that again, shall we? There we go. Come around the corner, grab that. Boom. All right, so now, like I said, we add the blur. And there we go. So there's your ship, lost in the drift. Bring the blur down a little bit. There we go. Boom. There it is. Now we just need a name for it. We need a name for our princess. We're going to open up the storyline. So we'll close this back up. We're done with our ship. Got the damaged parts. We've got, yep, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. And where's the, let's see, 2.01. That's where we started. The trip through the drift to the gate of the train's perils. So this is at the end of their trip. So right here is where we're going to put this picture. Boink. We'll make sure it's unidentified, and we're going to say, open this back up, and then we're going to call it a drifting in the drift. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this by going Control 1. Delete it. Put it back on here, because what it will do is it will then put it as the drifting in the drift. Okay. And If you still ever want to use this as the original picture, you can just move this to the top of the layers. Boink. See, that's what it was. That's what it is. You can also just turn these off. Cool. So now we've got that in here. So now we just need to add some information, some basic information. We will go to our handy dandy fantasy name generator. FantasyNameGenerators.com is the name of this. Let's see what we have here. I thought they had spaceship. Space base. All right, let's go back to home. Other names. Space Fleet. Motorcycle clubs. Interesting. All right, well, let's try Space Fleet and see if we can get a good name from interesting choices here, that's for sure. Angel Space. Velvet Angel. All right, so the ship's name, Velvet Angel. And those of you who don't know, if you're in a window and you just closed one, you can hit Control Shift T and it'll open up the window you just closed. Control Shift T, folks, for all your window needs. All right, so let's see. Let's go with, call her a, I don't even know what a lot of these things are. What the hell is a mirrored twin or a Groot slang? We'll call it, we'll say she's an elf. Let's start with an elf names and grab something from here. Yelwyn. I like Yelwyn. Yelwyn Parik. There we go. That's her name. Princess. Yelwyn Parik. And then we're going to say she had male names. We'll have, actually, no, she says she had an all-female crew. Her, so I'm going to say captain, gunner, engineer, and her aide. So, go back to our names. Delamara. I like that. Or Delamira. Pajor. Yeah, we'll go with Pajor. And let's see what else we have here that's cool. Sure, we'll go with Amara Darkanal. Will be her aide, Amara. And let's get some new names. Female names. Lots of Let's see. And change the last name though. So the engineer will be Gunner will be Aaron Kelro. And then we need the engineer Rainisa Valthera. I like that. Alright, so there's the crew. So now we need a picture of the princess. So we'll go back to our stuff and type in Space Princess. Go to images. Ooh, lumpy Space Princess. Alright, not seeing anything real exciting here. Sometimes the interwebs work for you. Sometimes they don't. This is close, but let's go with, oh, I was hoping if I spelled it right. I don't think it's going to change anything. It didn't. Alright, so let's go with, that's not too bad. Sci-fi. Here we go. Okay, I don't, looking for a sci-fi princess picture that we can use. Don't want to be overtly sexist. I was looking at this one. Let's see. I like that one a lot. All right, so this is Kanaru 92. We do have her name, so we're going to go ahead and throw her into our general Fantasy Grounds maps. We're going to say Sci-fi princess. And then we're also going to save it in the campaign we're in. So we go to campaigns. This is engage. Not Princess Leia. Yeah, Princess Leia was there. They had pictures of her, but no. There are some people who would do that. And like go for the campiness and the silliness. And it would be funny, but not my type of game. And there's nothing wrong if you want to do that. Assets, refresh, which now we go to campaign. We're in images already. And oh, I think I did it. I think I put it in the wrong one. Let's see. There's a lot of pictures in my data. Here we go. Oh, I should just type it. That's what I should do. She's under S. So that's what I'm going to do. Instead of waiting for all this to load, let's get it to go. Sci-fi woman, sci-fi floor. All right, so I must have put it in the wrong spot. So let's go find it again. Engage images. That's the right place. This is engage. Interesting. Let me try that one more time. Engage assets. Says folder assets refresh. So let me try. Sci underscore. Let me try princess. Weird. Why isn't it showing up? Let's go to all. Maybe it's not listed as an image. Interesting. Okay. Let's try this one more time because we're in Engage. That is the name of this campaign. Looks like the file was moved or renamed. Okay, so therein lies the rub. Delete, delete. So I'm not sure why it didn't save correctly. Let's try this again, shall we? View image. Save image as. We are in Engage Images. So let's try Princess. Save. Okay, it looks like it's saved. So we'll try it one more time. Save image as. Okay, she's there now. All right, good. So we'll put her back in here. Starfinder. Alright, so I don't know what happened the first time, guys. Sorry about that. Confusion. Close it. Now we go to assets. Now we go refresh. Campaign. Princess. Create image record. And she is Yawim Parikh. Put that as her name. Put that as unidentified. And can take this and put this here. Poof. So now I have a link to the picture. All right, so that's going to do it for me today, folks. We now have our princess. We have the ship that she's on. We have the dead people. They might be able to save one of them, depending on how quickly they act and such. Probably going to have like a radiation leak or something with the damage that they took. Maybe these shots down here, one of them broke one of the radiation. And so, besides the ship not being able to move, due to this damage up here, there was radiation, and so my crew has to go in there, stop the radiation leak, fix the ship, possibly rescue one of the people, save one of the people. But that's where we'll go. So we've got that ready to go. Thank you for hanging out with me, guys. I appreciate it. Once again, check out Gojo and Atomic Hero Squad. Thanks, Gojo, for the subscription. I appreciate it very much. Like, subscribe, guys. Check on the U's and the tubes to see any questions. See the other 40 episodes I've done of this type of stuff. If you're interested in these type of things, if you have questions, leave them in the comments. Want to see how this plays out? I play it on Sunday nights from 5:30 to 8, 8:30 to 11 on the East Coast. But whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.